Okay, so I think many of us have seen this type of claim before, where people keep saying PC gaming is dead, or PC gaming will be left in the dust when a new generation of console come out, or a new mid-generation of console come out. Now, analyzing the specs and the hardware of the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X, admittedly, it is impressive. Like, if you were to build a PC at this level, it's definitely going to cost you. However, people do need to remember that these are just consoles. It's eventually going to get to the point where, they'll probably have better hardware. They'll probably have a lot cheaper hardware as well. I mean, if you remember the whole thing with the Xbox One X, they had the whole advertisement of 4K, 60 FPS type of machine and all that stuff. And what happened at the end? It turns out that some games ran at 60 FPS and some games ran at 4K. Now, I do want these consoles to succeed, however, so it can bring more powerful hardware at a more affordable rate. But now the question goes, is it going to be the end of PC gaming when these consoles come out? Well, no. Let me be clear here. These consoles are going to bring a lot of advantages to the market of hardware, because it'll make more powerful hardware at a lot more of an affordable rate. Plus, in the long run, a PC will help you save more money than that of a console. I spent $1,000 on my PC, and I don't have to pay to play online. That's a main complaint that I have for consoles, and we're still not even sure whether you have to pay to play online on the upcoming consoles yet. And not only that, a PC is going to have more options than that of a console at the end of the day. I mean, you could not only just play games on your PC, you could also watch Netflix, go to YouTube, or edit videos, or edit documents, do programming, heck, even do game development. So a PC, despite being somewhat expensive, is a multifunctional machine. Now, why am I talking about this? Well, it's because of articles and videos like these. This video by eGadget compares the Xbox Series X GPU to that of an RTX 2080 because of the teraflops that the Series X has. Now, anyone that knows technology or remembers back in 2016 when the One X was revealed, you'd know that teraflops does not equate more powerful GPU. Because at the end of the day, it turns out that the Xbox One X performs somewhat comparable to the GTX 1060. Now, at some specifications, it turns out that the GTX 1060 performs better than the Xbox One X. And this is despite the fact that the 1060 has 4.4 teraflops and the One X having 6 teraflops. Now, I'm not going to go into detail with this video from eGadget because it's somewhat old and a lot of people have already done that. One guy who made a video about this responding to this topic was Griffin Gaming, who I recommend watching, and his video will be at the link at the description below. But what I am going to talk about is this article, which is pretty poorly researched, if you, well, at least do your own research on it anyway, because it claims that the PlayStation 5 will leave PC gaming in the dust. But again, like I said, I don't think PC gaming is really going anywhere. But you know what? Let's give this a chance. Let's see how the PS5 will leave the PC in the dust. PC Master Race? More like PS5 as new technology highlights the power of the PS5's SSD. Okay, wrong on every account. The SSD on the PlayStation 5 is not going to make the games look better, nor is it going to make the games perform better either. Sure, the SSD is going to make your games load faster, but the things that'll actually give you better performance and better graphics are the GPU, the CPU, and the RAM. Heck, there are demonstration videos on YouTube showing how fast the game loads on an SSD compared to the HDD. Now, you'd notice that in all these videos, they don't talk about how much frame rates that the game has compared to the SSD and the HDD, because again, SSD does not affect performance or graphics. But I digress. Let's take a deeper look into the PlayStation 5's GPU and other components. So the CPU has an 8X Gen 2 core at 3.5 gigahertz. GPU is 10.28 teraflops, 36 CU, 2.23 gigahertz, and the memory RAM is 16 gigs of RAM. So with all these things combined, I do think that the PlayStation 5 will last a long time and be able to run games at a stable frame rate along with the high resolution. Also, again, keep in mind that building a PC like this is going to be expensive. The teraflops may not be that big of a deal as people are making it out to be, but it nonetheless is is a very powerful console. But my point is, you really don't have to talk about the SSD if you want to talk about the power of the PlayStation 5. Now, to be honest, I have seen people make the claim, well, it's an NVMe SSD, so it is going to have a lot of power. Now, while it is the objective truth that the NVMe SSD is a lot faster than the SATA SSD, but still, it's not going to enhance the performance and the graphics of your games just because you have an NVMe SSD. Because, again, the SSD within the PlayStation 5 is just for storage. Because it's just like a standard hard drive. The only difference is it'll be able to load your games a lot faster and also load your OS a lot faster. Also, this SSD actually became available to the public back in 2018. But you know what, let's continue on with this article. Up until now, the PlayStation 5's main rival was thought to be Microsoft's Xbox Series X, with two consoles releasing in a similar holiday 2020 window and sharing many titles such as next-gen port of Cyberpunk 2077, Fortnite, and Call of Duty Warzone. It is easy to see why. However, a recent comment by Fortnite creator CEO suggested that PS5 is aiming to take a chunk of the PC market. Okay, how's that supposed to prove anything? Just because the CEO of Epic Games said something like that? Because people that do play Fortnite on PC prefer to use mouse and keyboard. At least most of them do anyway. Because the truth is, you're not going to convince them to go to another platform just because they have Fortnite there, because it's already accessible on their platform and they prefer to play it their way. Now, to be clear, I don't know if the PlayStation 4 will have mouse and keyboard support. If they do, that's great. They're having more options within their console. But still, not many people are going to waste their money on another gaming console just for one game when it is already accessible on their platform. Again, Epic Games recently released its Unreal Engine 5 demonstration running live on a PlayStation 5. Although the software is set to debut in both next-gen consoles and PC in 2021, the Epic Games' Tim Swayze suggested PS5 may be leading the charge in the particular technical revolution. But again, keep in mind that the Unreal Engine 5 is not going to be anything different from other games that are using the Unreal Engine and is on different platforms. So really, PlayStation 5 really isn't going to be having that much of an advantage. Keep in mind, the Xbox Series X is a lot more of a powerful system than the PlayStation 5. Also, this will be available on the PC, and people will be able to develop games for the Unreal Engine 5 on the PC. Finally, as time goes on, the optimization for the PS5 is going to start hindering the resolutions for the system, because people are going to sacrifice the resolutions to make sure that the frame rate is stable enough for people to play games on it. Now, I have seen the demonstration for the PlayStation 5's Unreal Engine, and it was impressive to say the least. But again, this is going to sound like I'm beating a dead horse here. This will also be available for the PC and the Xbox Series X. Finally, as much as we may praise the PlayStation 5 for its graphical fidelity, it's nothing that'll impress the PC and the Xbox Series X. The Xbox Series X will still be a more powerful console, and the PC will get much more powerful parts for even cheaper in the future. Swayze points out the PS5's enormous solid-state drive, claiming it's got capabilities unseen in PC gaming. It's not raw storage size, but also the way the memory is structured, opening up new gaming possibilities. Okay, again, this is wrong. The solid-state drive is not going to help the PS5 be a lot more of a powerful system. It's a storage system that will help you load your games faster, download games faster also, I probably forgot to mention that. And even if we're talking in the case of the NVMe SSD, again, this was available to PC gamers back in 2018. And again, like I said, the GPU of the PlayStation 5 is a very powerful GPU along with the CPU. But again, this is not going to be the be-all end-all of PC gaming, because again, PC gaming will always have its markets, and also a PC platform is not just used for gaming, it has lots of other conveniences. By the way, if you also read what the Epic Games CEO pretty much said about the whole Unreal Engine 5 thing, they didn't really talk anything about PS5's SSD making the huge difference of the power gap of the GPU. They were talking about the GPU and how this is not something that's available for many PC gamers with the amount of money that they have right now. Also, they have stated that the PS5 is going to drive about PC gaming going forward. So it pretty much tells you right then and there that PC gaming is not going to be left in the dust when the PlayStation 5 comes out. Right around now, you pretty much know that this whole article is clickbait. I mean, later the writer goes on to talk about the PC will quickly eclipse the consoles once again by adapting faster as technology moves forward. So it pretty much just destroys the whole argument of the PS5 leaving PC gaming in the dust. Now, again, it will be good when these consoles come out, so then we'll see more powerful hardware at a more efficient price. Because I don't think I'm alone when I'm saying this, but not many people can afford to buy an RTX 2080. I'm still using my GTX 1060, which is a pretty decent card even to the modern days. Probably won't be able to do ray tracing as well as the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X or anything. And I am thinking about upgrading in the future, although I don't play too much intensive high quality games as much. But as I've said before, when these consoles come out, we will see a lot more powerful hardware for a lot cheaper in the future. So that's basically what people need to remember, that PC gaming is not dead just because the PlayStation 5 or the Xbox Series X comes out. So be skeptical, okay? Don't always believe ridiculous claims like this, and always take things with a grain of salt. Other than that, thank you guys for watching. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you later. This is Shadow Puppet dropping the mic.